I'm not sure what to say. Do you love tomatoes? Well, if you do like I've been standing here for 5 minutes trying to figure out how to say this. It's not working out for me, so let's get into it. I got more to do today. I wanted to show you how I've been stringing up my tomatoes, and I think you'll like it. I'm using an all-natural organic twine that will biodegrade. So instead of using the synthetic twine and having that to go into the trash can at the end of the summer, I'm using this biodegradable style of twine, and I can throw it in my compost bin or even till it into my gardens if it biodegrades fast enough. So far though, it seems like it'll work out just fine. Second of all, I made myself a little way to carry the twine on my shoulder so I don't have to carry it, and I can just pull it out and tie my tomatoes up without having to hold this thing. Now, I could have went and got any kind of rope at the store and spent money and bought something, or I could have used those slings that you can get for the weed trimmer, but instead of doing that, I made myself a rope. And I made it out of recycled plastic bags from the store. So those Walmart bags that you get, well, I don't go to Walmart, but the local grocery store has those plastic bags with 2 handles. It's a very strong rope that can be used. You can braid it as long as you'd like, and you can use it for anything. So this is what I'm using to string up my tomatoes. This is the plant that we need to string up, and I don't have, let's see, it came up by itself, so I don't have any other plant to pull off. But one thing that I do want to do is I want to take the suckers off of it. So what we'll do is we'll look at any growth that is not a leafy growth. It's the sucker, and this is the sucker is in the armpit of the leaf growth, and we will pull those suckers off. And if they're big, you can cut them off. Now also, we'll go ahead and pull or clip off a couple of these leaves. That way we have improved airflow through the base. You're putting more of the nutrients and energy of the plant growth to the top where it needs to be, and you're giving us some space to allow for weeding. Next thing is to pull your string down. You can use the tomato clips that you see a lot of farmers using and some of the other popular channels here on YouTube. The problem is you have to buy them. So I make a loop like this out of my twine, and that's what I use to hold it on the tomato plant. And then I wrap a couple of loops around the tomato and get it ready to start being trained to go up the twine. I'll show one more to you real quick, that way you can get an idea on how to do this with a different style of plant. We have our twine, we have our suckers that are growing up, and I'm going to go ahead and break those off. They are not the main stem. The main stem has a fair amount of growth coming up here, so I wanted to break off those suckers and the plant leafy growth towards the bottom. And this one's a little tougher, so I'm going to use my pruning shears and prune them off rather than twisting or pinching. Now we have a strong growth pattern going up, We've taken off the leaves, the leafy growth around the edges, and we've taken the suckers off. And now it's time to tie this thing up. And I want to leave it a little bit tighter than what I would if it was growing straight already, because my goal is to get this thing trained to straighten out before it gets to be a tall plant. And there you have it. That's all there is to it.
If you found this video to be helpful, informative, or otherwise entertaining, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, remember to smile for a stranger today. You'll both be glad you did.